All right, so let's talk about the downside of internet dating real quick here, because I have an update for you guys.
Oh.
I mentioned on I don't remember if it was episode 1 or 2, however we split the first podcast up, but I mentioned that when I'm single, I have an inclination of reaching out to exes, because I feel like when you're in a relationship, messaging an ex is wildly inappropriate. Even going to their Facebook page and looking, like, I think any of that is totally inappropriate. But when you're single, I always have this fascination of like, well, how are you now? What's going on? And I will tell you, hand on a Bible, which I don't believe in, but whatever. I have never hit on or asked out an ex. It's always just been, how are you doing? Tell me how your life is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, there's always a part of me that hopes they're going to reply and go like, hey, you know, that one issue, I've been in a lot of therapy and it's fixed, and now we can have I'm always hoping maybe that will it hasn't happened yet.
No.
So I told Nick, and I mentioned on the previous podcast as well, when I first got divorced, I started dating a woman for like 3 months, and it was hot and heavy, and then she turned out to be kind of fucking crazy. So she was my crazy rebound out of the marriage, right? So
no.
So I keep stumbling on her on these dating apps, as I've mentioned to you, Nick. And so I thought, what is the harm of just sending a, hey, see you're on here, having trouble with love too, just wanted to say hi. I hope you and the kids are doing good. You know, good, best of luck to you. She replied,
oh boy.
She's been stalking me for the last 2.5 years.
Oh boy.
She knew when I started, she knew Hillary by name. She mentioned her by name to me. She knew when we started dating. She knew we were engaged, and she knew we were broke up. All of those events span a 2.5 year window.
Dude, that's freaky.
She's been stalking me one way or the other. Now, go ahead.
That's Statue of Liberty right there. She's holding that harness torch high in the sky.
Yeah, but not in a good way. And by the way, her thing was not like, I know all this shit about you because I've been stalking you, and why don't we go get a cup of coffee? She used it as a weapon to tell me to go fuck myself. But yeah, mentioned all this shit that she only could have known.
Hold on, dude.
By stalking me one way or the other. Probably Facebook.
Pull your phone out, dude. Pull your phone out.
Well, you want to see it?
I want to hear it.
Well, so here's the funny thing. And by the way, just so the audience knows, like I do a radio show in this town, and I do mention this sorts of stuff. I've talked about Hillary on the radio, and I've talked about being engaged. So I don't know if she got this stuff from stalking my Facebook profile or if she was listening on the radio. But if she ever finds this podcast, this will be her wet dream come true. I mean, stalking made easy. I'm just sitting here blabbling about my entire life. So, she may be our #1 fan very soon. So, so anyway, so she sends this reply, and I'll read it. It's kind of difficult because she's taking swipes at me. So I kind of feel like some of this I need to push back on, but
you don't have to.
Well, I feel like I need to. We're addressing it publicly now. So, but here's the thing. I got this reply to her, and I read it, and I was like, holy shit, this woman's been fucking stalking me. And I let several hours go by as I'm debating, like, do I just not reply? Do I just reply with like a, gee, thanks, best of luck to you? Or do I tell her like, stop fucking stalking me? And
you crazy cunt.
Yeah. Like, do I tell her off basically? And so the first thing I did though, is I realized she must be getting most of this from my Facebook page, because my relationship status and some of my profile pictures were Hillary and I, and she would have been tagged in them so she could see, because your profile picture is public.
Right.
So I went on Facebook and I blocked this woman. And 5 minutes later, I went back onto Hinge to reply to her, and the message was gone. She had blocked me.
Oh.
So I don't know if she figured out that quickly that I blocked her on Facebook and was like, the jig is up, like I'm just going to run away, or if she had second thoughts of like, I just sounded like a psychopath. Like, I have no idea, but the whole thing was gone. But very wisely, I took a screenshot of it when I first saw it, because my first thought was, this may come up in a court date someday.
Like, oh my God.
Because you're flat out fucking stalking me, lady. So anyway, so I sent her the brief note, and just saying hi, just hope you and the kids are doing well, and I ended it with good luck out there and a thumbs up emoji. So she replies, I hope that you and the kids are well. I did notice that you were engaged and so quick that you're on here, meaning the dating app.
Sure.
It's kind of like how we broke up, and then you were instantly in love with someone else 6 months later, by the way. Looking back, I think that it's concerning with the love bombing and how quickly everything happened for us. Then you and Hillary, there's her mentioning her by name.
Right.
I personally think that because I grew up with a narcissist father, I gravitated to get what was familiar in my romantic relationships. I think she's calling me a narcissist.
Yes, I think
Yes,
so.
I would say so.
Before rushing into something else, Steve, maybe examine how quickly you move on, what your romantic quote unquote love really is based on. Just my 2 cents. Good luck. So again, she references how quickly, quote unquote, Hillary and I started dating. So she knows, which was 6 months after I broke up with her, but whatever. So she references the start of the relationship. She references the engagement, and she references seeing that it was over. So you can only gain that information by stalking somebody. And,
Yes.
her assertion that I move on too quickly, I mean, that's everything we've spent the show talking about. Go fuck yourself. You don't know the whole story. You don't know that I was betrayed. I find nothing wrong with, falling head over heel in loves with somebody that I had met months later and committing. Like, fuck you on all of that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
everybody's different. Everybody has different timelines
Of course.
as far as when they're ready to move on.
Exactly. But this is her sitting back trying to cast aspersions and judge and call me a narcissist. And yes, referencing that she has followed my last 2.5 years of my life.
What was your goal, dude? What was your goal?
My goal was, as previously stated, was to just say, hey, how's life been treating you? I used to know you.
Do you not remember how it ended?
I do, but then I hoped, like I said, maybe she would be like, hey, I've been in daily therapy for 2.5 years. Everything is fixed.
No.
Are you saying
possible?
Are you saying you weren't reaching out to her to try and see if you could get together for a knobber?
That's
my
with
question.
you.
What I want to know, were you
Yes.
hoping that maybe she'd be like, oh, we should talk, a lot's happened, and maybe you'd get a little lay in?
I'll speak it to the microphone,
My honest answer is I was checking in, but of course I was hoping that she would say all of my problems have been cured. So now we could go bang away. And then I'm like, well, okay, hey, you've been in therapy. I believe in therapy. Like, if you've been working on yourself, then hey, maybe. But no, I wasn't really expecting that. And yes, I'm going through the classic problem right now of every time I get all horny, I'm like, I'll bang anything with 2 legs. I'll bang anything. Here. I don't even need 2 legs. I'll bang anything.
And then ambulatory says yes.
Yeah, and then you expunge your system and you come back to reality and you're like, hell no, I don't want just some random hookup thing. I've been wavering on that with everyone on internet dating, which I have not done as of now. But so, yeah, I'm being honest. Like, sure, maybe there was part of me hoping she'd say I'm cured. And I could say, hey, you really were good in bed and you really were. We did have some fun times. Like, if you're not crazy anymore, maybe this could work out.
That's the reason why
things, right?
That's the reason why she was good in bed. Because the crazy ones always are.
Dude,
the crazy ones always are.
Why? Why is that? Why are the crazy ones so good in bed? Hillary was the best sex I have ever had. So what does that tell you on the crazy scale, right?
Well, it just because you can do anything you want to them and they won't say no.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have any respect for themselves.
But it's even more than that. Like, she wasn't just doing anything. I mean, she was producing the porn. Like, she was a willing and able participant. And yes, the sex was so good. And I just kept ignoring. I think it's a large part of why I was ignoring some of the bad. But why is that? Why can't a healthy, well-adjusted woman also bang like a porn star? Is that too much to ask?
It's not.
Why?
It's always that way. The crazy ones are always, because the crazy ones are also always the ones that are most fun to go and do shit with. Not just sex, but just have fun and go do things with, go to Vegas with, or even just go and have like lunch on, because you can have fun with them because they're free.
Why did you do this?
Listen, dude, listen to both of you right now, okay? Because you're talking about Brewski's like, oh, the crazy ones, go to Vegas, have a great time. This is a small percentage of your life that you are wanting to have it be the greatest crazy time ever. But all the other parts that you're talking about, the loneliness, the daily having coffee in the morning, the
raising
mundane,
kids together. Yes. Real life.
Yeah, the mundane things that happen are the things that I know that you're telling me that you're super missing, right?
So then if I meet a new woman, we have great sex, I should dump her.
No.
Dude.
Well,
No.
she's crazy then if we're having great sex, right?
Listen, you can have great sex, and like I told you earlier when we were having this conversation, because I agree with you that most crazy girls are going to be better in bed, but that does not mean that you can't meet someone and have good sex, fine sex that you're enjoying, and everything else that you're not like, yeah, it's a fucking mess, that it's not going to get better as you guys have a little chemistry with each other and find out what each other likes and doesn't like.
I will tell you what I'm looking for.
I just want bang, bang, bang. I don't want a relationship. I just want bang, bang, bang. I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang, bang. Bang.
Go easy. Go easy.
It's really not true is my point.
Yeah.
I think I maybe even told the story already on this show, but yeah, I had one true like one night stand and I went home and showered for like 2 days. Like I just felt terrible about
that
it.
movie scene of harness in
Yeah.
on the shower floor.
Yes.
Oh, did
Unclean.
I used what